Hello my friends, I haven't streamed for a long time, but now let's try to record the video at least. My YouTube channel, I cannot access it anymore because of two-factor authentication, and I lost access to all my methods of recovery, so I will create a new channel, but on a new channel I also have a problem. It doesn't allow to stream that simple, so I won't stream right now, but maybe at some point they will allow me to stream, and then I will try to stream. Now let's just play some Atomic and then maybe solve some puzzles, and let's see how it goes. Five plus 0 is a good time control for a stream. I'll be able to explain lots of ideas. Like some people maybe like to watch more fast chess on a stream, but of course it might be more entertaining at times, but
going berserk.
Certainly less instructive. So you can play f6, but this pins his knight. So it should be better for us. Let's just play b5, preventing any fancy ideas. Or just takes. This isn't such a bad move, by the way. It is quite annoying, but probably not much good. Knight f6, you just have e4, I feel. Maybe not. Let's play how to activate my knights. Okay, let's just play knight f6. Anyway.
Kaboom!
Oh, he just blunders everything. Okay. Now it's checkmate. Okay, I hope he won't hang all of his 4 minutes. Come on. Come on, bro. Resign, please. Make a move.
Kaboom! Victory! Ready. Going
okay,
berserk.
Let's also berserk this and play our favor. Oh, I wanted to spam something different this time. Okay, this is only 100, so might not be that interesting to play. But oh, e5. Okay. Spoiled all my plans.
Check.
f6 is a very bad move.
Kaboom!
And this is yeah, this is terrible. I don't even know. I just want to checkmate him as quickly as possible and call it
check.
Let's do the standard trick.
Kaboom!
Oh.
Kaboom!
Okay. Okay.
Ready. Going berserk. Going berserk.
So we won't play e5. We usually play c6, but now I train this one as well. So let's play this too.
Kaboom.
Okay, and let's play never roll zero variation. Usually G6 is engine best move, but H5 is completely playable. Usually they suck a knight. He doesn't want to do that, okay. And here my plan is to run with the king on G8 and play queen F8. Let's see if he does anything fancy. If I do that. Wow. Maybe actually this wasn't a very good plan. What to do now? Well, I feel like I should play this. If he play e6, maybe my queen somehow activates. And if he doesn't play, then I have this move. Or if he takes like that, then bishop. Then I have active bishop at least. This doesn't look too pleasant for me. I still fear this move. Because after this... Okay. This actually might be nice for me. If I just take here, he takes on h5. I don't know. It doesn't look too good for me. Because my queen is not playing. Let's just activate this knight. Maybe we can scam his queen.
Kaboom.
Or develop our own queen. No. Okay, but without light square bishop, it shouldn't be so bad for me.
Kaboom.
Let's take this. At least this rook is now playing, maybe. Oh, I think he should have taken this. Otherwise it's just too bad for him. But okay, let's see. I want to play this and f5. If he takes, probably I am fine here. Oh wait, maybe not.
Time is running out.
Okay, I need to accelerate my play. And shut up a bit. What to do here? What to do? I don't really like that this rook is trapped. It becomes really hard to play without that rook. Maybe I should play this and scam everything somehow. Let's just take this maybe. Maybe I'll be able to give this check. He won't allow that, of course. Okay, this one. Let's just push our pawn. Oh, let's play this maybe.
Kaboom. Check.
Don't like this at all. He plays that. Oh, this is horrible. No. I'll take maybe.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
Taken. I have a few seconds to checkmate him. Oh bro, don't play this please. Wow, that's very close, but I will need to analyze that. I clearly misplayed that game. He just played very fast and... my ideas totally didn't work to crush him, so I needed to scam him on flag.
Ready. Going berserk.
Okay, let's try again.
Going
Please no
berserk.
e5. Oh, f6, yeah, I wanted to play this. What? Okay, this is very easy now,
Check.
because allowing knight like that is not good at all.
Kaboom.
Maybe I shouldn't have allowed to castle that easily,
Check.
because I want to checkmate him quickly. Like,
Kaboom.
I'm not risking to lose here, I just don't want to play for a long time.
Kaboom. Kaboom. Check.
Check. Bro. Please, why you play this move? You're supposed to be not that strong.
Kaboom.
Come on, bro. Now he has some play. I need to calculate something. Some scams. Maybe I play this. Just give up material. Okay, I don't believe bishop h2 doesn't do anything.
Check.
The knight cannot do anything. I just give up material and try to checkmate him with the queen. What is he doing?
Kaboom.
Oh, this is checkmate. Finally checkmate.
Checkmate.
Okay, and we are first. Funny. GG, did he tell that to me? I am not sure. Yeah, that was a GG.
Ready.
Oh, this one is not an easy opponent. This will be a very serious game, I guess. I will try again my queen e7 variation and see. Maybe he prepared something new there. Okay, this is our favorite anti-spam variation.
Check. Kaboom.
So the idea here is that, well, this knight will be exchanged to this rook, and then we'll just play rook versus queen and try to open files in such a way that our
Kaboom.
king won't get checkmated, but our rook gets exchanged to the queen. So I play g6 and not h5 because I want to develop this bishop fast, and also I don't want to create this annoying hook. He plays b5. I think a5 is a very common move in this position, followed by knight a6. I'm not afraid of takes because my b pawn becomes very strong. He doesn't want to take. If I play b6, this pawn move will look stupid. He just takes after that. So maybe I should play this. Actually, this is pretty strong. No, this knight will be so annoying in his position. I'm probably already not worse, to be honest, because this knight is just so strong. His queen is misplaced. Okay, he will play that. I shouldn't allow that, because then I will be down material. So let's catch his queen and try to scam it with the knight. I really like how this position looks. Okay, so let's go for his queen, which he wants to take. Okay, let's see where he puts his queen. Yeah, now at least this takes is not dangerous for me. And we might want to develop our bishop somehow. How do we develop our bishop? Yep. Oh, if we play f5, he plays this, right? Okay, I really want to play c5 first, so that when I play b6 and put my bishop here, there won't be any en passant breakup here. Okay. If he played this, I would just started to do this trick. Okay. What do we do here? To be honest, I want to put this rook against his queen and ask this cheeky queen some questions. But how to do this properly? He also plays quite fast, which is annoying. Because in these positions, it's very easy to blunder something if you move too fast. For the side with the queen, probably less easy to blunder. If I take, he will use this diagonal, yeah. I want to play this, but he has bishop here. I don't know. Well, I will try to open this like that. If he closes this, then my king might be safer here. Okay, if I take now, and then try to open up my rook. Probably should work.
Kaboom!
And I castle queen side. So this is a threat now. Maybe not. Maybe I won't play this immediately.
Kaboom!
Oh, like that. But I just put bishop here. I think this is a weak move by him. Now my bishops are very, very active. And I am actually not in a hurry to do this because his queen becomes quite weak. Let's do this maybe. I don't want to do this because queen for 2 pieces is good for him in this position. Okay, let's just do some nice, some scammy jumps with this knight. I want to give this check. Maybe play f5 at some point. I don't want to castle yet because it's some commitment, and also king place near this bishop is not so good. Okay, let's just give this check. If he plays this, I have some ideas to play f5. If he goes here, then this check goes here. Maybe not. Okay, let's do this now. And maybe play this. I don't know, I want to attack. I want to attack here. He plays this. This might not be that good for me. Maybe I play this actually. Looks quite stupid move, but maybe it just works. Because if he retreats with the queen, I can take. And he cannot take because of this capture. Okay. And I want to maybe play king d8 and then take here. King d8. Prepare this capture. So that there is no this. Okay, I think he's dead now. I hope so, at least. Because how he
Time
defends
is running
I don't
out.
know. Okay, I'll just play this.
Check.
Checkmate him.
Victory.
Okay, this was a nice game. Knight f3, e3 was defeated once again with this queen e7 trick. We will analyze those games after the tournament.
Ready.
Ludvig Carlsson.
Going
Okay.
berserk. Going
He
berserk.
wants to Zerk, okay. Let's respect the Zerk. And maybe we will play interesting game in this opening finally. Okay, he wants to go into standard 2 knights.
Kaboom.
Let's play standard 2 knights. And this is my personal pet line. The correct moves for black here are these ones. And usually people don't find them, although cheaters find them very well, as you could guess. But some people know these moves too. And okay, if knight h4 g7 are played, this is now really annoying position for black, because they cannot really develop the king side at all like that. I mean, if he takes and I start to push, so probably I can just continue to develop myself. Maybe play king e2, queen e2 and then takes. So he will need to take here. Then I play d5. If he plays this, oh, I cannot capture it immediately, I guess. But this doesn't look good for him at all. Probably if he closes, I can take this. So what is his next move here? Like, I don't want to capture the material because this releases the tension. Let's play this and maybe exchange this bishop.
Kaboom.
Oh, like that. Okay. Anyway, I am up material, but not much actually. But this knight is still strong, so I still have solid advantage, I think.
Kaboom.
Okay. This is not a threat, because then this. So maybe e5 actually better, so that he doesn't have e5 himself. Yeah, let's play e5. And now I cannot play h4, right? No, I cannot, because rook g3. So Okay, let's just play this. If he exchanges, I'm fine with that, I guess. Oh wow.
Time is
This
running
looks quite
out.
dangerous for him. I will start attacking his king now.
Kaboom.
H4, G4. Oh, wait. I missed that idea. Maybe I shouldn't have missed that. Okay, if he
Kaboom.
exchanges, I think this endgame is one for me because three pawns versus bishop. He wants to play queen e5. Maybe I shouldn't have blundered that, to be honest. What to play? I don't know. I don't know what to play here. Come on. Well, yeah, I
You
blundered that.
lose.
This was actually a very strong move. Wow. I just didn't find any defense. I should have just taken the rook and then maybe play this, because then I attack this pawn. Rook a7 was a very bad move. Wow.
Ready. Going berserk.
Okay. Okay, here is knight h4 is the main idea, and you play position similar to knight
Kaboom.
f3, c3. Yes, now we just have extra pawn, and I would say not just extra pawn, but this pawn is quite annoying because it can become passed pawn at some point. I want to play e4 so that, okay,
Kaboom.
this is a blunder. Let's just develop.
Kaboom.
Take. Why everyone plays so fast? Rook h3 is a good idea actually. Oh, okay. If he goes this way, I just take and then it's GG. Okay.
Kaboom.
Now with this, I exchange my queen to the rook and then promote the queen. So this is made in like 3 moves.
Kaboom.
Yeah, that's a big pity that we lost to the international master. Because after this, the position should have been completely winning, to be honest. There is not much scams he can do. When 2 pawns against bishop and this rook is so passive.
Ready.
Okay, should we zerk this? I think we shouldn't, to be honest. Should I play f5 here? Okay, let's not do anything fancy. Oh, here we play f5. G3 in these openings usually replied by f5. Okay, here usually play knight f6, I guess.
Kaboom!
Okay, this pawn is usually fine to sack. Should I allow him queen exchange? I really don't want to allow him queen exchange with these moves. Especially two players with such rating. Let him prove his atomic skill. I think real atomic skill is playing the position with queens. I want to develop. Can I play f4 maybe? Okay, I want to develop this. If e4, then queen e7 maybe. If it takes. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have allowed that. But I have h5 now. Okay, let's play h5, h4. The bishop may be misplaced. Although it is annoying that I cannot play f4, but I think a better option for him would be f4. Okay, this move. Maybe just g5. This shouldn't be too bad, right? He plays this, wait. Actually he can probably. But then I take like that. Not like that, because this is checkmate. This is still an idea. I take, and my next move will be this. Okay, so if he doesn't do anything like that, I just play h4. Maybe on e5 I need to reply somehow. But I think I will just play h4, and if e6 I can always play queen e7. You usually don't want to allow to have your king on the last rank blocking the pawn. You usually want to block a pawn a bit earlier, because otherwise your rooks cannot be connected. Okay. This doesn't look too dangerous so far. I just don't like e5 and the fact that I'm down a pawn. But on the other hand, my pawns are a bit more advanced, so probably I have some compensation. Honestly, this bishop should return to f1, or maybe to g2. Or like that. So I think this is a mistake by him. Why he is not afraid of h4 here. Like I will capture some material and also create some attack on his king. Castling definitely doesn't look like a good move. Actually, after bishop g4 I may have these two. Okay, this is just take. Now this attack can be completely devastating. Can I play this? Like I want to prepare this and also close any scams with his bishop.
Check.
Okay,
Kaboom.
he sacrificed his queen. Maybe this is a good idea for him actually. Because I don't see clear moves now. He will take next move. Maybe I can play this, and if he takes, I block. Oh, I cannot block with the bishop, right? Or can I? Well, I kinda cannot block with the bishop, but at least I do activate my bishop. Okay, don't like this at all.
Kaboom!
I don't like this at all. Maybe this one should be played. King looks better on f7 than on c8 because this pawn will move soon. He just ignores me, okay. What a scammer. But the problem for him is that my rook is going. Very dangerous for him. If he plays d6, I just play c5 and my bishop is fully playing. So this one actually takes his time.
Kaboom!
Okay, if this I can take. And this endgame should be good for me. Two bishop versus two pawns, definitely good. Maybe not enough to win though, if rooks go off. Can I then play like that maybe? This is very fancy, but might work actually. Anyway, he doesn't have much time, so the point is to confuse him. Okay, I'll
Kaboom!
take if this I just here this doesn't threaten anything, and my bishops are fully playing now, so he should lose here. There is no threat for you. I'll just play this and see what you do, because this bishop is incoming.
Kaboom!
Okay, how do I win here? Let's block his knight completely.
Kaboom!
Okay, now I will win easily. I can just capture this even. How to win fast, honestly. Let's just retreat our king. See what he will do.
Check. Victory.
Okay. This one was a good game. I have some problems that I needed to solve.
Ready.
Especially after he managed to pin my queen. Okay, does he wants to
Going
zerk?
berserk. Going berserk.
Okay, let's play this again. Maybe he wants to play something
Kaboom!
different. No, he doesn't want. Oh, he already looked the engine line. Okay. We can play this. Actually, c3 was the correct move there. c3 was the correct move. Does it change anything really?
Kaboom.
maybe actually. Okay, let's play c3 and d5. Yeah, this might be not as good as I wanted it to be. Because I should have played c3 earlier, so that here I just played d5. He's not afraid of anything, looks like. Okay, here I will
Kaboom.
take. Actually, this move might be.
Kaboom.
Oh, this looks like a weak move, to be honest. Wait, can I just checkmate him? Yes, I can.
Check.
Yes, this is very funny.
Victory.
Like, that line is like 0, but when you play without the queen, there are always scams like that, even if white messes up. So he will look engine analysis now and find a mistake, but I will play c3 move next time and there will be another game. And again there will be queen scams. Okay, maybe this was our last game in this tournament. Actually, we should look analysis. Let's start maybe with our loss. Although, to be honest, it was pretty clean game if you don't count rook a7 move, maybe. But I think there should be some improvement for me before that. Like, okay, this is all natural. Here maybe I should play g4 to not allow this move. Maybe this was a more clear-cut win, because how to proceed for him? If he plays this and everything opens, actually I just have this.
Check.
It's not so easy to exchange for him. And if this, I have this. Like, if everything goes off, then 3 pawns, even 2 pawns versus bishop would win, but I have 3 pawns versus bishop. So g4 might have been an improvement. Yeah, it says g4. Actually, let's do this. g4 was by far the best move. But I just think that I can play g4 next move. I missed this idea. It was still a win after e5. He should play b5, I think. But this is still hard to defend. Okay. And then okay, all those moves were natural. Okay, was e5 actually best move? Yes. Well, it wasn't.
Oh my god, you won the tournament.
Oh, it suggests exchange the bishop and then e5. Well, maybe this is strong, I don't know. But this is definitely not what I wanted to play. Why e5 is worse? Probably it's not worse because of b5. Okay, this is some engine scams. From the human perspective, e5 looks perfectly fine in my opinion. Just to prevent e5 and all those annoying scams. Here I should have taken, yeah. Only can play bishop a3, which is always a move here. Okay, and a4 was actually a mistake, right? Or wasn't it? Oh, the position was already not so good for me. So I made some mistakes earlier. Bishop a3. Okay, and what next? I don't like that my pawn is not moving here. Although there might be this scam at some point. Not right now, but at some point. It might be very annoying. Like he cannot put anything on f8, for example, otherwise this move is gonna scam him. Okay, I don't know. There doesn't seem any clear reason why this is the best move. It also suggests castling, but how do you castle against this? Probably g5 cannot be played, but if this, then maybe I have something like, no, what do I have here? Show me please. Ah, actually, yeah, this makes sense. So before playing knight e7, he should play b5 here, so that he will have b4, and then I play h3, knight e7, and next move is g5, e5, f5, a4, b4, g3, g5. Oh, and it's not he who attacks. So he will first need to save his king somehow, maybe. Yeah, it's not easy to play for black here. But visually, of course, you don't want to castle in such positions. Only if you don't know all this, that black actually just has no way to attack here. I mean, actually, black has a way to attack. They can just sacrifice a knight and then do something. Yeah. You don't want to play such positions as white. So I think a4 was fine by me. And there was clearly a mistake earlier. He could just take. Okay, b3 was a mistake. f5, e5. Takes.
Check.
Yeah, this makes sense once you have shown that. Not so easy to see. Yeah, f5 really strong. You cannot play e5 because of this mate. If he cannot play f5, this idea just is too strong. He cannot take also because of mate. So it's not clear just how he defends from this. This would be a very easy win for me. I could also just take material like that. But I just underestimated that after a takes b5, actually everything is fine for him and he only lost a pawn and not a bishop. Okay. But this position clearly is visually unpleasant for black. If he would play this, we played d5, what would he have? Not this, right? This was what I planned to play. Yeah, this is horrible for black. He can create this threat. Well, maybe not that horrible if it suggests d7 move. Bishop e3 looks more natural here to protect from any knight jumps. Okay, and this one is what? Well, it says +7, should be win. endgame and I have some pressure and it's plus 10. So yeah, this position is already quite annoying for black. h5 was a mistake. Should have played this earlier, yeah. So a takes b5 is an idea to watch out in this structure. I actually know this, but for some reason I only know that when playing as black. f4 is a mistake, right? Oh, it's a mistake because he played a6. Usually they play some nonsense
Check.
here. And then f4 is a good move. But if a6 I should play queen e2 immediately. So that this is not an idea. And then after f5 I play f4. But what if he does the same actually? Oh, I cannot do that. What can I do here as black? I cannot take because of queen move. Maybe d6 and bishop d7. I just want to take as black. Yeah, I just attack here with white. Okay. Clear. Okay, up to this is basically theory, right? Bishop b5, knight c6, d4 is theory that I knew. a6 is a new move for me. I mean, I kinda didn't even study this theory at all. I just want to play without any studying. Yes, it's engine move. Queen e2. I think Pretty Pro Girl played something like that. Or was it someone else? I don't remember. Oh, was it Pro Social maybe? Yeah, that was Pro Social who played like that. Always putting queen e2 move after someone played e6 in this two knights position. Okay. So basically, what is the conclusion from this game? From positional standpoint, I think very important idea here is never give him the opportunity to take, because then he is only down a pawn and not that bad. Like if you give him an opportunity to take, then you must have something really good here on the king side already. Maybe f4 or 5 already played. So this basically gives the idea queen e2 immediately, and later it gives the idea to play f5 or something, or just take here, and definitely not b3 because this gives him this opportunity. Yes, and later of course just don't blunder. Very easy to say, very hard to do. Taking this rook would be just instant win, it feels. What he can do here, not much. Just plus 10. Yeah. Okay, let's look other games too that we won. Okay, this one was pretty interesting. G6 is engine move, right? No, e6. G6 is fine, I guess. He plays d6 actually. Why? I don't know. It's not clear why, but maybe it doesn't matter at all. There's bishop f4, e5. Maybe because of this. This is kinda annoying to play because not clear how to defend from the threats. Yes, engine sees how. Oh, rook takes h6 here. Yeah, I could play it here, bishop takes. I don't see why it's so bad. Oh, here is why, yeah. Continuer played d5, but correct move is bishop f4. After d5 you probably have the same. Okay, and here g4. And after g4 already you can play g6, I guess. Okay, but our opponent didn't use that. Actually, he played a weak move, and our position was completely fine here until it wasn't. Let's just analyze it backwards. What was this position? Well, this position is good for me, right? Because of this strong pawn that will block one of his heavy pieces. And so I will play with 3 heavy pieces versus 2, basically. Oh, but he has... Wow. But he has concrete tactics here. And I just lose. Wow, this is nice. And what is this? Rook h... Maybe no? Yeah. Well, I was in heavy time trouble, so naturally I blundered here. I should have played this, but I didn't want to give up my pawn. Well, you definitely doesn't play. This one is definitely not what you play in time trouble. This is just death sentence. Yes, so the position here was actually not that good for me. Despite this strong pawn, I managed to scam. g5. Yeah, I miss this. It's funny that in previous game I also missed this trick. But I didn't want to play this actually. But there is nothing, right? There is just nothing.
Check.
Wow. Like, there is nothing. You just play this. King f7. Okay. Well, yeah, g5 is not... Well, I mean h4 also allows this, so probably it's not... But no, here I have this check. Because no more capture. But still this is not that pleasant for me, right? Okay, never mind. Maybe here I had something better than take. It just was very annoying that I cannot play this because of this bishop. But of course take probably is not a correct move. This setup looks very nice, but not when this is added to it. It's not clear at all. No, but okay, I play this, but what is my plan actually? Queen e7, and what next? I don't know, like that. Bishop f8. White continues to shuffle, and yeah, and then rook here. Yes, if white shuffles, I guess white just doesn't have many good moves here, so I can unscam everything here in due time. Okay. Here my bishop f8 should have been played. Definitely should have been played, not queen f8. I realized this like immediately after making this move. Because we want to unscam this bishop and play rook h7. Okay, in this position I wonder what happens if he takes. So I wanted to play this, but how dangerous it is for me. Like, this this rook still not playing. But I probably will be able to unscam it in time. This, here. And yeah, I'm in time. Just one move and I would not be in time, but... Well, actually this bishop could have blocked, so probably I wasn't in too big danger here. Is e6 a good move? Or f5 maybe should have been played. They are both good. Okay. Here. Yeah, bishop takes f5. Looked like the only move. Maybe this was an alternative. But okay, let's see. If we play this, then my king looks very exposed here. Right, this is probably a draw, at least he has. But maybe even something better than a draw. If he takes, I play this. Now queen goes with nasty threats. I can defend actually. I can defend. Yeah, but I needed to see that after queen f8 everything is completely fine for me. But he still has a draw here, right? This is just a draw.
Check.
I cannot defend here. So this is a draw, right? After f takes g6. No. He is better, but how? What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing queen d3. Yeah. Yes. This is nasty.
Check.
I can play. Wow. Well, this is very hard to see in my opinion. But like queen d3 is not hard to see. But you instinctively want to put queen on black square when this bishop is scamming. But okay. So this wasn't an option for me, I guess. This was an option. But at least he has this, and maybe I should take. Also he could have this, but exchange and how do I defend here actually? Queen f8. Queen c3 again. Maybe I am able to defend here. Actually no, this is at least a draw for him. Yeah, it felt very annoying here. Bishop takes f5 is a fine move. Taking here is not that good. But there was alternative ideas like queen c7. This one I like because I threaten this, I guess.
Check.
And still he has a petal, which is very
Check.
bad. Oh no, he doesn't have. Okay. Queen c7 was nice. Queen a5 and I don't understand. What's the point? What if a3, c5, queen a6. Okay. So you also need to see that after c5 your queen is not trapped. But she is actually cooking. But I don't think a human will play this move unless just one. I mean, a strong human. Like somebody can play this accidentally, but you need to see that after a3 you have c5. So queen c7 was the only reasonable alternative actually to this move in blitz. Okay, knight a6 is not a big mistake. Okay, was d5 a mistake? d5 was fine. I judged correctly, then queen c7 will be an idea later. Because if you play like d6 here, then I guess e6, right? No. Wow, this is minus position. Really? You just do that? And not afraid of anything? Like, not afraid of any scams like that? Okay. I mean, I don't like this move anyway. You just grab the material greedily, but it's very easy to lose like that. What else? Yeah, king g8 here doesn't work. We should address these pawn threats before playing like that. Queen f8, king f8 is actually a nice move. But the king can actually stop on f8. Why is he stopping on f8? I'm not sure. Why the king is better here than here? Because I thought the idea of king f8 is to play king g8 and queen here. Then this rook will be playing since this pawn will be pushing, and our king is safe here. Okay, so here we play d5 or queen f8 is nice. f4, and here we play d5. What if he plays? Well, if he plays this, then these ideas will be constantly lurking at his position. Okay, whatever. Okay, what is our conclusion here? Well, I mean, I played this game quite well, just too slow. The position was good for me. This move was bad, and also queen f8 move was bad. I should have changed the plan here when he played g5. Otherwise the opening is fine. I mean, I could improve here by not playing king g8, but it wasn't that decisive, to be honest. Okay, let's now look our spam game. So knight f3, e3. This move is forced for white. This move is also forced. This
Check.
is basically forced because there is no such good lines here. Okay, knight takes c7 actually is fine too. I mean, it's fine by engine, but you will play with this knight, right? Queen c6. Nobody plays that. Nobody plays that actually. Everyone likes.
Check.
If someone looks engine, they won't play this move. Like if it's not never of zero will play knight takes c5, c7. But anyone else who looks at engine will play this
Check.
right into our scams. Okay, this position already looks quite fine for me. He really should have taken here. Yes, only +4. Not +7 like this opening should be. But still quite annoying to play. Yes, white has no clue what to do. Probably white should push with the pawns in the center and try to open the center here. Then usually my idea is to castle king side. He started to push on the king side, so my idea immediately stopped being castle here. But I rather started preparing castling to the queen side or just staying in center. So some moves were played.
Check.
Well, this position looks terrible for white, right? Yes. So let's see. This moment was interesting. Rook g6 is a fine move, right? Yes. I mean, clearly the position for white is so bad that this is not the only fine move. But oh, bishop f8. But what is the idea? Oh, and I take with check. I mean, if this is not check, then bishop a8 doesn't make sense. Because queen just play here. What if he plays this? You can give a check and he plays this. You cannot play this, right?
Checkmate.
Checkmate. They play this.
Check.
Right?
Checkmate.
Oh, this is funny.
Check.
If after this check here it's respect, then
check.
This, yeah. So if you fight bishop a8 move here, then it's very
check.
easy after that.
Check.
But okay, this was fine. f5 was probably fine too. Yes, it's the best move. Just attack. Like bishop d2 is clueless. Like yeah, bishop f4. I would play e5 probably. Oh, and then knight c3. I should defend, but like no, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the position would still stay complicated in this case. Okay, what white does he have here? Still very good for black. Wait, I have mistaken somewhere. I should have just taken here. True. For this move, I can just defend in a multitude of ways. And then this file is open. I will probably castle queenside, right? And this is already difficult to play for white. I mean, this is another stupid move. Like, why do you play that? Give up material and open up my bishop for free. It was very annoying that I cannot really open this bishop because of this pin. This position could be better for white. Yeah, it's a bit better. Just play queen h2, e5, right? Yes, e5. And what next? No, this is not a move. Just develop and pretend that everything is okay. Maybe it's okay. I kind of want to play rook d8 move here so that I will be able to open up everything. He wants to play this, say. If I do a dumb move here, I don't know, like this. He will play 94, right? Yeah. And I cannot take really because of this scam. So I want to play rook d8 in this position. Maybe castling is better, but he still plays this, no? Oh yeah, and giving up my knight, no, this is not a good idea. Engine doesn't understand how bad this looks. Yeah, it now suggests rook d8. And the position is still +6, but this knight against the queen might still hold some scams. Is g5 correct? Yeah, it's kinda good move. I have mistaken previously here. Where? Why should I play h6 here? Maybe the problem if he plays h6 himself, then in some variation this might work. Like it won't work right now, but I will want to develop my bishop somehow. And then it will be constant threat queen h5. So maybe this is why you should play h6 in this position. It kind of felt too slow. You want to develop your rooks quickly. I want to put this rook against his queen. Okay. here might b6 might have been a better move for him. No, it wasn't here. I planned to play this, but I wasn't sure about this position. Well, engine says it's fine, okay. Maybe actually b6 here. Yes, I didn't like this. I think c5 is more practical move here. Maybe not. I don't know. Many ideas here. Hard. Like I won't met exact this position, so hard to say how to analyze this. Anyway, nice game. Let's look something maybe more interesting. Yeah, this one is pretty annoying to play. You're just down a pawn and your activity is not that strong, like, you know. Yes, I mean my pawns are a bit more advanced than his, but there is nothing concrete in these positions.
Check.
I just plundered material, and then when I am okay with material, then it becomes just much easier to play. Okay, at this point it's win for me, honestly. So let's move back. Is this a good position for me? Yeah, it's a good position for me. Although I missed this idea. No, I probably didn't miss it really. It wasn't an idea. Like I wanted to either take or play bishop d3 if he takes here, for example, but I guess also works against this rook. This position is completely losing for white. It's nice. It was even stronger g4 move. Like taking here also wins, right? At like two bishops for 2 pawns, it can be a draw, like, you know. It's very hard to checkmate with 2 bishops, so this was kind of impractical to play, especially in time trouble. So knight e4 was a good move. Okay, now what should have I done here? Maybe I did everything correctly. Yes, I probably did everything correctly here. Like it felt like I should have something better than just give up my queen, but I didn't really find anything. So f4 was just winning already. Okay, what happens prior to this? Yes, castling was incorrect move, I believe. Yeah, this move I considered, but is it really dangerous for me?
Check.
Well, I mean my queen's side isn't developed and my king's side is dangerous, so this is why it's +7. Okay. White has some pressure due to extra pawn and the fact that this pawn is in the center. So, I mean, how to evaluate this position? I would evaluate this as better for white, clearly better. Maybe not. Wait, I have h4 idea. But if white sees that you can just play queen e2, bishop for castle queen side, then h4 doesn't look that annoying. Okay, your bishop may retreat. Maybe you sacrifice some material here if you still have an attack, so. But without knowing this, it's of course not that clear because h4 is annoying. g5 was the correct move. h5 was not a correct move, although it's very natural to try this. should have just keep my king safe, I guess. I'm just not sure what is the compensation for the pawn here for me. Just that I have more space. This is probably enough. So just to give up a second pawn and just play for some activity.
Check.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it kinda doesn't. It feels like engine underestimate how unpleasant this is to play as black. I wanted to play actively, so I played h5. Not sure this was a human mistake. But where was the mistake then? f5 is an engine move. Other moves looks worse, so f5 probably correct here. Knight f6 also the only move probably. G6. G6 is natural because what if he
Check.
exchanges queens here? Queen f6. He doesn't have time to take, but how bad is this for him? But what if he takes? Oh, and if takes like that, f4. Interesting. Okay, so we need to castle. f4 is natural, takes. I don't know. I'm still down a pawn. I don't like being down a pawn. I have some activity, but why is this a minus position? Really? I don't know. And also this move is kinda hard to memorize. Like you want to play d5 to prevent any queen scams. So I mean g6 looks like kind of practical line, although if you're ready to memorize this then maybe knight c6 is an okay move. Or maybe you just calculate that there is no this scam actually. Like what will he do? Nothing here. Is this one? Wait. d5, queen f4, knight here, maybe bishop here, yeah. Like you just need to calculate that there is nothing with the queen. And then you play knight c6 like a developing move. But also you want to play knight a6 here, right? This is worse. Wait. Same idea, no? Just knight d. What? He cannot take, right? True. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, wait, knight c6 is so strong. Okay. g6 wasn't a big mistake. Then bishop b4 is best. Knight c3, f4. And if you immediately play f4, and oh,
Check.
I'm not sure what happens here. Now this move doesn't exist. Wait, can you explain why? I take. Oh, and queen g. And I don't have castles here. So in this position, if I take and place queen f3, I have, yeah, queen h4, queen f6. With this I have castles, very important. And now turns out his queen, it's not any check or something, but his queen doesn't have anything. Okay. e5, that just looks so natural here. Oh, it's not a big mistake, I guess. f4. After f4 I don't like e4.
Check.
Why would you do that? So he doesn't have tempo for that, so you play h4. e5. I mean, I see some attack, but you really need to see it's minus 20 only because of this threat, and then because of this threat to sacrifice your queen. It's like otherwise it would be not that good for me. Maybe this threat also. This was very complicated, and now it's just collapsing because I don't have enough. This is impossible, come on. You don't play that. Maybe this is just an easy idea.
Check.
Yeah, this definitely looks like an easier idea. This is madness, honestly. Like, it is -7, so you may not even analyze this move, but for me it's like very natural to reply with e4 here. And the refutation is crazy, like you either need to know it by heart or I don't know, or just play this maybe. It visually looks fine for black here. Because really you create a threat and then
Check.
castles. This of course looks like much more memorizable variation than whatever garbage this is. Okay. b5, I mean, still not a big mistake. Yes, and f4, it always wants to play f4 maybe because of this bishop h3 move. So if I give him the opportunity, he will play and then no f4. I guess I will need to play f4 earlier in this opening and then just see some ideas like f takes g3, bishop here and castling, and then try to attack him along the e file. Okay, this was a nice game. Okay, and final game that we wanted to analyze. Actually, he had an advantage for black. Well, oh, this engine says it has an advantage, but if you do browser engine, then it isn't so categorical. Because I played b4, right? You play c3 here, not b4. Yeah. f5. Yeah, c3, d5 just too slow maybe. But what after that? e5. Yeah, this makes sense. Pretty annoying stuff going on. I kind of don't like though this material disadvantage. And the fact that the knight comes in, it might get very hard to play with the queen. So far I don't think I have bad performance in this opening. Maybe my opponents weren't that good. I didn't play b4, I played c3. Yes, but this was a cheater. This account was banned actually. Other games I won. So I don't know how playable is this. I just want to continue spam it a bit. Because I think it's very fun to play such queen imbalances. Although this doesn't look too good as white, but I have queen, I have space. so I have some opportunities to open something and scam the king with the queen. But the timer is ticking in this position, so either I checkmate the king, or I do some perpetual threats, or I just lose because this material is clearly more than a queen. Okay, was there any interesting stuff in the game? Or I just missed mate? Fine.
Check.
And first he missed this mate, then he missed
Check.
mate again, but this mate I already saw.
Check.
Yeah, very funny game. Okay, I will take a short break now and then we will do some puzzles, I guess. Stay tuned. Okay, I returned and okay, I feel that analysis is not super interesting part. I mean, I would like it to be more interesting, but I'm not quite sure how to make it. Now it feels like we just took some garbage engine ideas and okay, there was this move, and nothing. Like maybe it isn't that interesting, but for some people maybe it is interesting to analyze middle game, like Never of Zero said it's interesting for him. Maybe he does analyze it in a bit different style. Okay, but let's do puzzles. Let's do puzzles. Uh, puzzles. Okay, we farmed some good rating in puzzles, so let's try to stand up for our rating, although it will be very scammy. And this is classical puzzles, not atomic. Let's see. So if I take the rook and takes, it doesn't look like such a good pawn. Oh, maybe I play king e4. Then it might make sense. Still, it doesn't look like a good pawn endgame. Usually, when you have such offers to trade, you always do a pawn endgame, without any exception. There is another way to do a pawn endgame, but I don't see how is it better. So let's maybe calculate some variation. Rook takes, pawn takes, king here, king d6. Maybe not king d6, maybe pawn c3, so that the king has this square. Takes, king e4, c3, king d3, king d5. I probably have this check. Doesn't look too good though. Or maybe I will have this move after this check. And then he cannot take my pawn. Even if he gives up this pawn and distracts my king, then he cannot take this pawn, right? He'll still need to run for this pawn first. So maybe it's actually a good pawn end game for me. Takes, king here, pawn, king here, check, he goes king here. Yeah, I take this. Well, wait, if he doesn't, if I take this and he isn't able to capture this pawn, then it really looks like he lost. Because I will just start pushing this pawn. And when it is like here or here, I just release it and run and capture everything here first and then promote my pawns. So probably it should work. Takes. Does he have any idea to capture this pawn? Maybe he has some other ideas here. Maybe while I run for the c3 pawn, he will somehow be able to create a passer on the king's side. So there can be scams here, but if there are scams on the king's side, then this move might be interesting. Because if he takes immediately, then it doesn't feel like a good position for him. My king grabbed more space and he might be able to shoulder out and capture this pawn. So after this move he will probably play this and then I will capture the rook. Takes, and after I play this, the king is now farther from the king's side than it was on this square. And since it is further, then... But it's not really closer to this pawn. It feels like on this square king is not any closer to this pawn because this pawn is just blocking it, right? You still need to somehow find a way. So this move might be actually a correct one. Can he play this? Yeah, maybe it's not correct move because just rook d5 or king d5. Then if I take the rook, he takes with the king. If I don't take the rook, then probably this is no good for me. Okay, I will go with takes. Okay. Now, it feels like there is only two candidates move here. You don't really play anything else in this position, right? You don't play this, it feels stupid. So I want to play this, but this move might be actually fine. I don't see any sense to do that. I don't drive his king in. Actually, I might make his task easier to capture this pawn, so this move should be played, I believe. Okay, not g5, not c3. Okay, I clearly need to address this. Maybe no, wait. Yeah. If he managed to take, then these two pawns are too dangerous for my king. So I need to address this threat. I cannot make a king move, I guess. And I cannot play with this pawn, so it gotta be a move with this pawn, either here or takes. This might be the most scammy position in the whole puzzle. And that's why it will be very high rated. The difficulty level is normal and my rating is 2700, so you would expect some really crazy puzzles here. Okay, let's calculate something at last. Okay, like h5 because it feels it makes easier to calculate. I mean, I also kinda like it for another reason, like because when I capture this pawn and let's say there is some fight around this pawn, and let's say I pushed my pawn somewhere here, went with the kings here, and then I finally run capture these pawns, right? His king captures this pawn and follows my king, but uh, I want to actually win here, and it will be easier to win if there are two pawns, two connected pawns left, and I just captured everything here, right? It just looks visually easier to win then. Actually enough to capture these two pawns, and then with these two pawns and this one it might be completely winning. It should be completely winning then. And if I take like that, then there might be scams. So intuitively h5 seems like a better move, but since it's a scam puzzle, h take g5 might actually be the best move, and I will need to calculate something. I'd better calculate a draw after h take g5. Then if we calculate a draw after this move, then it's certainly not the best, right? So if I take, I presume he should take this way. Can he do anything else than takes? Can he play h5 maybe? Wait, after this move can he play h5? I take, he takes. Oh, and this can become annoying. If I play g6, then still h4. This pawn will be captured with the king. So h takes g5, h5, right? Can this be the scam? So if I take this way, he takes this way, and again my king against two annoying pawns. But wait, his king also against two annoying pawns. It feels like it can end in a draw though. h5. Guys, I'm too lazy. I will just play h5 move, okay? And we might get scammed. I just don't like this move at all. And we didn't even start calculating this one. h5. Okay. Oh. Okay, I don't care. Come on. How do we win here? Do we actually win here? The g takes, h6, king here, b5. I will run with this. Oh yeah, he's one move out, okay. And how does this draw? d6 here, it draws by f5. Okay, yes. Horrible scams in these puzzles. So yeah, you need to see a 5 idea. Bro, okay. Pawn and games. I don't understand how to solve them. This is just, there are just so many pawn scams. It's really hard. This might be easier. Usually when there is a bishop, it is an easier puzzle, for me at least. Um, let's play. Hmm. I want to chase the bishop, partially because I see that he will capture this pawn soon, so I will want to play c4, and then I kind of want to ask his bishop a question: will he stay on this diagonal? And the answer is probably yes, because why would he not stay on this diagonal? Like, okay, plays bishop here, say. Oh, and I may play this. And king e3 feels like a solid move. e3 doesn't feel that well because we will need some moves to scam the bishop, but e3 might also be an option. It takes us 4 moves to win the bishop. And we cannot really escape with this pawn because bishop takes before it fulfilled its destiny. So and he will take 4 moves to capture all our pawns here too. And then actually this endgame will be winning for white. So e3 looks too slow. e3 and capture this bishop looks just too slow. What other moves do we have here? This pawn move is nonsense. This move is nonsense. Maybe a4 move, the only alternative to king e3. Does it make any sense though? Maybe some other king move. Yeah, maybe this move is a good alternative. a4 I don't believe. It looks way too passive and I will not capture this pawn anytime soon. He captured this pawn. Yeah, this might be an idea actually. So we capture this pawn and manage to somehow get rid of the bishop and this pawn promotes, right? So let's calculate this. Takes, 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 right? Takes here. I mean, I would just go for this pawn with the king. Let's check. Takes, and there is no win. For sure there is no win. Then another idea is to distract his bishop. I mean, this is not really a distraction, the bishop still comes from this square. If I take this pawn, it will take a very long time to actually defend this square. So I feel like king e3 got to be the move here. Okay. Now, I mean, now I want to play this, why not? But this might be another scam. If I play this, can he just return back? And I have c5, c4. And this will probably get pretty annoying for him. If he captures, this looks too slow for him. I will just green the bishop with these 2 pawns, right? So after this one he cannot return. It feels like he must play king b5 in this case, so that he keeps all my pawns blocked. And then he stands a chance to draw this. Yeah, on any bishop move I just play c4. Then this move doesn't make sense. Pawn move, I just take the bishop, so king takes, I take the bishop and win, so But this move, the only move seems to be king b5. And then do I have any winning idea after that? Maybe some Zugzwang? Maybe actually there is a Zugzwang. No, he can just move the bishop after the king defends the c5 square, right? So maybe the idea to win is not a Zugzwang, but to go capture this pawn, I don't know. This looks way too slow though. Also, I will not really able to capture this as bishop if he is here. So, what are the alternatives to king d4? The alternative might be king d2. Like, I like king d4 move, of course. It feels like there might be something, but I don't see anything so far. Let's see, what if we play king d2? And our plan is just to get rid of his bishop. But again, like, king d2, king takes, e3, king takes, and e2, takes. What is this pawn endgame? Can this be a win for us? He goes capture this pawn. Go for this pawn probably. Captures. Returns not under check. Capture. And wow, it's very close actually. But I think we promote first, but without check. And then he promotes on the next move, and then it's draw. But it's very close. If I miscalculated something and we have some better move somewhere, then it might be a win for us. So king d2 is also a sensible move. However, if king d2 is a win, is king f2 a win too? Maybe king f2 is actually a nicer way to win. But I don't really see. Okay, but so far we didn't find a win in any of these moves. Let's think about this again. What do we play here? Clearly we should play pawn. Also, he might start with capturing this pawn, but then we capture and yeah, he will able to capture this pawn, right? King f2 takes, bishop takes. And this pawn will fall. I will not be able to defend it with the king. So this pawn will be promoted very quickly. So these moves don't look any good. After anything like that, he'll just capture this pawn next move. If I play a4, he just captures this next move. Anyway, this looks pretty bad, so I don't really see any alternative to this move. Except maybe a4, some weird move, but I'm not really sure what does he do. What do we do after this? What is our idea? Again, is there any Zugzwang? Zugzwang. Let's play with play e3. And let's say he play a4. Let's say we even skip a move somehow. Okay, just bishop here, right? Doesn't feel bad for him. Also, at some point Yes, if he plays bishop e2, and then king will be able to capture this pawn maybe at some point. There's still kind of pressure. Let's play this move. And look at this position now. And hopefully we won't fall to some scam. Like e3 is tempting here. This move is probably tempting to go in for this pawn. Are there any candidate moves apart from that? Actually a4 might be a move because he can't take, the bishop is hanging. So a4, a3 maybe? After a4 he plays a3, then his pawn is kind of hanging on a black square. So it might get quite annoying for him to stop all my pawns with the bishop. Can a4 be a solution here? Okay, I don't like a3, but what do I like? After we play a4, what move does white play? I like to reply to this with bishop f1 to put the bishop as far as possible from black king. Wait, but white can never take this. Or can they? It's actually very hard to take this pawn because these two pawns are very strong. At least if my king is in this position. So like I can play a4 bishop here, there I play a3. And still the king cannot take this pawn because c5. Maybe white can run out of moves here. Let's suppose that the pawn is on a4 and it's white to move. What would white do in this position? Just shuffle the bishop, right? Just shuffle the bishop somehow. Suppose our pawn is on a3. Just shuffle the bishop between these two positions and ask us how we proceed from there. Maybe shuffle bishop between f1 so that we don't have this scam. Okay, suppose white shuffles the bishop. Wait. Then we still have this scam, right? And the king cannot take this pawn. Need to retreat the bishop. King here. Suppose our pawn is already on a3, takes. Yeah, it would be very nice to put our king on d2 in such a way that white king is not able to capture this pawn, right? After we put our king on d2 and white king has not captured our pawns, then we can just push these two pawns, right? First this pawn is, first we push a pawn. Yeah, first we probably push this pawn, then this pawn. So let's say we play king c3 in this position. White plays bishop f1. We play king d2. White takes. And now I play d3. Bishop, king takes? No. King takes this pawn again. Like, if only I would be one move faster to capture the bishop with this scam. If only I would be one move faster. It certainly does feel that the king is better on d4 than on d2, so maybe I should push this pawn. Brr, this is hard. Because like all three moves make sense. But I do want to be one move faster. Huh. So imagine that I play e3, and imagine that white skips a move in this position. Then probably king c3 would work. First bishop f1, king d2, king takes. Maybe it doesn't work, actually. I play here bishop takes, takes, and takes. Takes what? Takes this pawn? No, if takes this pawn, then he loses, because I will be able to protect this pawn and promote it first, right? I will promote it first. And there is no stalemate ideas because of this scam. So wait, so our position is like imaginary. Yeah, but the problem with this imaginary position is that if he plays a4, then this a4 pawn will be too close to promotion in that line. So if we somehow capture the bishop here in time and the king is already captured this pawn, then he will able to capture this pawn. Even if we defend this one, this pawn will be promoted in time, I'm afraid. This could be a winning queen endgame though, because I can possibly make some fork here and capture this pawn, and then I play queen and pawn versus queen. This will be super difficult if this is the case, if this is really what you need to do. Like, allow the promotion. Oh my god. Whew. It's insanely difficult puzzle, I feel. Like, you have three candidates move, all sensible. But only one of them wins. Do I need to calculate it queen and game line? I really think I should calculate something else. I don't know, maybe a4 move again. Let's say he doesn't create any weakness. He plays bishop f1. I play a3. And a4 feels like a good move. Like, you know, there are very annoying lines when he captures this pawn like that. So if the pawn is on a a4, there are no such lines at all. It's the first point. The second point is that this pawn on a4, like, make sure that this pawn will not get any closer to promotion. So I really want to play a4 here. Then maybe he even plays a3, but I play e3. I don't try to capture this pawn, for example, I just play e3, bishop here. I still need to triangulate the bishop somehow. I don't like that this move is without tempo on the bishop. So a4, a3, e3, bishop f1. I don't want to play this, but I'm forced to play this, right? Maybe after this I should play this move immediately, but then I don't see a way to triangulate a bishop. Maybe I should attack this pawn then. I guess he takes. I take. He takes. I retreat with the king. But the king goes for this pawn then, right? Yeah, this is not winning for me. This is not winning for me. a4, a3. So it doesn't feel like taking this pawn is a good idea. He's just able to capture everything here and then stops this pawn with the bishop in time. Okay, so a4, a3 looks like a good move. Do I have something better? Okay, let's suppose I wasted tempo. I wasted a tempo. Play this takes, captures, capture. The king goes for this pawn. It will take me 3 moves to take. This is way too slow. I don't believe in this. a4, a3. Are there any other moves than e3 and king here? It feels like any of these two moves is replied by this. And then we need to make another move. And maybe there is some crazy idea like king d5. Because if he takes, then c5. And then maybe those two pawns somehow scam the bishop. Because c is continued pushing. If the bishop takes it here, then this pawn is fine. So king d5 might be an idea, actually. Maybe there is triangulation like that. Like if, like let's say I play e3, and let's say bishop f1. They just want to triangulate the bishop. They play this, bishop returns, but like bishop can triangulate us too, right? You cannot really triangulate the bishop, because the bishop is not a knight, right? So probably triangulating bishop is not a good idea. King d5 might still be a good idea. So e3, let's say he plays a4. Oh, and I cannot play king d5, nice. I scammed myself. Okay, but let's calculate a forced draw after e3. Maybe we just can reduce our candidates to just one move and play it. He plays a4. And I believe this is a draw. I don't even have much of moves. It seems like this move is forced because if I play, I don't know, if I give up the pawn it's just stupid. If I play this, he just takes. This is clearly good for him. So e3, a4, king c3. Now bishop f1. In this move I don't believe. No, I don't believe. Come on. Just takes, takes. What do I do here? It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he will stop everything. So again, e3, a4, here, here. King d2 takes. Then I take the bishop. King takes. Wait, I will be able to save this pawn, right? Wait, this is a nice line. a4, king, bishop here, king d2 takes. e4, e2 takes, takes on a5. I push my pawn here, here. Then he starts pushing his pawn, but I am one tempo earlier. This is a win for me. So again, e3, a4, king, bishop, king takes, takes. So I guess king must take this pawn. Then I waste 3 moves on taking this one. 3 moves. He wastes also 3 moves to do this. And I start pushing. He starts pushing and we again promote simultaneously, like I promote one move faster than him. But without check. So it looks like a draw. Dang it. Dang it. I mean, does it mean that e3 is just a draw? Like, there are no other moves than this. Bishop f1 takes. I feel I'm wasting too much time on this puzzle. But like, I don't even see anything close to the idea. I cannot just make a random move, like if I just believed in some move more than into another. I want to crack it really. Probably king c3 move is the best, because we already looked at e3 and it feels like draw. We looked at a4 and then feels like draw. So king c3 is an active move and maybe there is some sense to do it. Bishop f1. bishop f1. Taking the a pawn with the king always feels too slow. It is very hard to believe that something like that will work. Because the king just takes those pawns and runs. So maybe e3 here, and if takes, then maybe c5. This one I didn't look at yet. But I can just take. And what is my threat here? King d5. King goes here. And king is able to capture my pawn. If I do any other king move, then just captures with the bishop. So it doesn't work. King c3, bishop f1. Damn, this is a hard puzzle. I don't know, I just resigned. Come on, I will play e4. And I solve this puzzle. But I don't really see the solution. What do we do here? Okay, but I want to play this. I want to capture. Oh. Wait. Wow, this works. I for some reason think that we go for this pawn this way. If the pawn stays on h2, then we definitely go to this way. So maybe this. Yeah, and then a3 is the only move. And after that, somehow he cannot do anything. Because king b2 wins. I mean, this felt slow every single time, but in this particular variation. Oh, no, not this. Not this. Wow, you need to notice something else here. Well, yeah, okay, this is not hard to notice, but to actually make this fast enough is hard. Okay, this one, I mean, I didn't particularly like this puzzle because I managed to solve it even without. I actually clicked like, okay, don't matter. Okay, finally a middle game puzzle, not an end game puzzle. Maybe this puzzle will be easier. Okay, I want to give this check and give this check like everyone wants to do that in this position, right? What is our material? Pieces are equal, but pawns, there are a bit more pawns for black. Slight advantage in pawns. And actually our king is not... How this game appeared? Like what? How the king is on f3?
Check.
How this happened? Wow.
Check.
This is funny. Is this theory? It's still move 15. Maybe this is theory. And this was a blunder by black, and now white need to play some theory moves to punish it. But I don't really see anything else other than this. What else can we do here? Capture this. Doesn't make sense. Maybe it does make sense, but no, there is check with the queen. Develop something? Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So it gotta be moves with these pieces. Queen a8. Is there anything better about this move? I mean, just capturing this pawn feels so wrong. So this move feel right. And then the king will go to g6, and this is the only move for the king. And then what? Maybe I want to play. No, I don't want to play. There is this knight. Maybe I want to play queen f8, then so the king doesn't escape to this square. So I give this check. The king can only go here or here. Okay, let's say he tries to escape on c7. This knight really protects everything. What can even remotely be the idea here? I mean, it might be like sacrificing a bishop for the knight and doing something nasty with the queen. But it feels like one queen cannot do much, right? One queen cannot do much. Well, actually it can checkmate a king if it runs to b8. And even a bishop can checkmate the king if he runs to b8. But we will not be able to force the king to run there. He can run even to b6 maybe. d6. Queen here, king c7. Doesn't feel like we have anything. We have magic queen c5 move, pinning the knight. And then what? Queen c5 is a very quiet move. Are there any threats that black can do to us if we do such a quiet move? I don't see much. Maybe we can play b6 to hide their king here. It does look a bit weakening, this knight though. Check. Or maybe this check. But if king takes again, we're only one queen up. Oh, maybe we win this rook. Wow, this is funny. We will win that rook if he plays b6 at least. I mean, this is a good sign when an obvious move for black doesn't work that well for them. Okay, after bishop d1, okay, again moves this, king c7, queen c5, b6, and bishop d8. If he takes the bishop, then we take the knight. The rook is hanging, and if rook goes to b8, then we give this check. So probably he doesn't take the bishop in this variation, but plays, for example, this. Then probably we can... No, we cannot give a check. This is annoying knight. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I wanted to give this check, and if he goes this, then we also give this check. But, like, it doesn't work out, it seems. Check. Check. King here. Anything else in this position? There's this pawn check. King takes. King takes is forced, right? Yeah, it's forced. This might be good for us. Because now maybe we can no. If he captures this, he can take with the bishop. I wanted to deflect his knight. Because his knight protects too many squares here. Okay, but this does look very forcing for us. And our queen is here. Can we do something like check? Because all these squares are covered if we do that check. So again, the king has the only move. Then maybe we have this move with the bishop. And the king has no move, so he must capture. We capture with the queen. Well, this might be good for us. And then the king goes here. We exchanged the knight, guys. We exchanged the knight and we continue checking. We continue cooking here. But like, since we exchanged our bishop, there is no much we can cook with, really. On the other hand, we can do some quiet move at some point. I mean, I do like this.
Check.
Wow. Okay. This is not the idea.
Check.
Then I don't even know what to consider here. What move? Where is the move here? It's impossible to find, right? This didn't make any sense anyway. What can be the move even? I don't see. Can we win something? Queen moves. This? No. We just develop defensively. What the actual scam? What the actual scam do you play in this position?
Check.
Oh, what the sick move. So yeah, c5. We saw it in that line, but you need to play it immediately. Then black has no defense from mate. Come on. Wow. This line is not
Check.
strong enough here.
Check.
It did feel
Check.
strong enough though.
Check. 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 Check.
Wow, this is hard. Oh, and pawn endgame again. Why do we get endgames so often? This one looks simple, but I can assure you it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay, we want to play this. If he plays this, he's probably cooked immediately. So he doesn't play this as a response. He plays... I don't know actually what he plays. Like this. This looks very passive, but there could be some opposition scams. Maybe like this one. cannot do anything. Also could be some pawn moves. Can we play h5 here? I kind of like that. Or this is just... Maybe we can continue the line. No, this looks drawn. g5 here. g5 here. g5 might make sense, but no, wait, this is not atomic. He needs to react. Probably he takes and then this move. This doesn't look winning for us at all, because it looks very passive, right? So g5 is not a move, h5 is not a move. So it's got to be a king move, and this could be some opposition scam. No, any king move seems like he has this after any move. Like, you don't just allow this move, right? I mean, what can it be? Okay, I expected this, but whatever. Maybe I could just play e4 in this case. I want to play h5, why not? Yeah, now I need to actually solve this position, because after h5 I give move to him. But if I play h takes, then I take the move myself. And I need to understand which is better for me. So let's say h5. Okay, let's say I take, first of all. Okay, I also can give a check. Take, check. King here. This should be a win, right? Maybe the king can run another way. King can go here. Oh yeah, then I lose this pawn. Takes, check, king here. And I lose this pawn. So this is no good for me after this capture. I cannot give a check, but what can I do? Then I might do a king move, but then I give up this square. This move does not good for me at all. Maybe I can play something like king c4. No, this just shouldn't work. Maybe it does work somehow. I just retreat. And if he plays this, then I play. This looks so stupid though. If you really need to do that. Like, imagine this, and king d6. And if he plays the most obvious move, then I have king e6. And then he retreats and I take this pawn. Probably he gets scammed then. So after this and king d6, he must play e4, maybe. But then king c5, king e3, and then I win, right? Yes, then I win. So takes king d6. Okay, what if he plays king e2 after that? You can play maybe king e5 and just go for this. Oh no, he just pushes in this case. So takes, king d6, king e2, e4. Now let's say he plays this. Takes. This looks like a draw. This looks like a draw. Okay, let's try h5 finally. I don't know. Maybe there is some win after h takes and king d6, but because both obvious moves, this and this loses after this. But there is some king e2 move after which I'm not exactly sure what to do. Maybe there are some weird Kikega king maneuvers, but come on, bro. Let's play h5 and see what happens next. So if he checks, then he loses him instantly. Now he must make a king move and give me this square. So I will just copy this square, probably on next move, and he will probably stay in a position after that. So like h5, king here in the position, and I must go here. Then he just plays this, and if we give a check, he stands here, and then try to break his position. There might be some Kikega ideas where there are corresponding squares, like where, and we can break the scheme of corresponding squares in such a way that we either go through here or through here. Damn, this will be pretty hard to calculate. But okay, let's try to calculate what happens after h5, because it seems simpler than takes. h5. Let's say he plays the most stupid move and then goes protect his pawn. The same thing happens if he plays this. So in any case he stands here. Then we probably can play this. He plays this, and we cannot check because then we are mined. If pawn stands like this and king stands like that, then it's some usual Zugzwang. Then we lose. So actually this might not be that stupid for him. How do we win here? We already lost, right? Cannot push a pawn if king stand like that. Cannot push a pawn, but also there are no good king moves, like we lose this pawn. Wow. So if king stay this way, it doesn't feel like we have such a good move. We can play king f5. After king f3 we can give this check with the pawn. King goes here, and we again get the same position that we already saw. And that position might be winning somehow. So this is a Zugzwang, but maybe not mutual one. So imagine these pawns already played, and king stands like here. Here's the white king, here's the black king. And if white is to move, then white loses immediately because they need to give up this square. Oh no, wait, they don't lose. Well, they need to play this move to not give up this square, but then we can calculate actually. what happens next? What happens next? It seems that we shouldered it out, right? Yeah, we shouldered the white king there. So yeah, this is a Zugzwang. We would like to pass the move somehow, but it's black to move. So this is the corresponding squares of a Zugzwang. Now, if we play this one, if we run this way, wait, maybe we are just fast enough, no? Did we shoulder it? Suppose the king is here, now king is here. We make 3 moves and he makes 3 moves. And we play this. Alright, this should be a win. Wait, I forgot to consider the fact that the king can play this, right? Yeah. Then it's not that simple. So here, but king returns. If we try to run for the pawn. Wait, actually this is a minus square. Wow, this is a funny thing. This is a funny thing. This is a minus square. So like, if we go king here, he must leave this. He cannot play this. So okay, let's say he plays this. Then we make next move. Like the idea to try to catch up our king on this side doesn't work. If he goes this, he just loses soon. He cannot already return to this square, and he cannot shoulder out our king here. So he will probably return to this square or stands close to it somehow, like plays one of these 2 moves when our king is here. Then we play this, ready to take control of this square. But suppose he plays this. He can never really play this until we play this move, right? Because this is a mutual Zugzwang position. This is a minus square. So we just dance around this square and threaten to do that. And this king, if it ever steps here, we should win here due to Zugzwang. I mean, he can try to catch up, but I'm pretty sure we are faster here and b pawn is not good for him. And okay, if we're dancing around this square, he only has 1 square from which he has a contact with this minus square. So we will be able to Zugzwang him somehow. And then we step onto the square if we Zugzwang him. And once we are able to do that, we will be able to capture this pawn. Okay, this is the plan. Now let's just make sure that we definitely reach that position. So after h5 move, if he plays one of these 2 moves, we play this. He's forced to defend the pawn. Then we play king f5 and threaten to do this. So he must play one of these 2 moves. In any case, we play with this pawn. Oh wait, maybe it's not that simple. We also need to consider the fact that the king can be on h3. But we do have the same idea, probably, no? Yeah, actually it's harder to solve if the king is on h3 when black is to move. We need to solve this case also. Because after this, and this, king can stand here immediately and we are scammed. Wow. Okay, so next case, white king is on h3 and it's black to move. suppose we play king e6, because if he plays king g3, then we suddenly can play king e5 and then we win. We already know that this is a win, because we are able to take hold of this square in time. The position when the kings are like that is at zugzwang. White king really doesn't want to play anything, but if he is forced, then we play this and we win. Because if he returns and try to capture this, we already take hold of the another mine square. So, okay, this is at zugzwang. So if kings are like that, then we play king e6. The king must play, let's say, this. Then we manage to somehow do that, right? We will still take hold of the mine square. Yes, it should be a win. So, okay, after this, and any of these moves, we have this, and this. The position looks winning for us, because on any of this we have this, and then the king must stand on one of these two squares, and we solve this problem for any of those. So after this move, he also have this, but in this position he still must play this, because after this I guess I just capture the pawns and everything is fine there. Okay, so the only remaining case is if he plays this move. Maybe actually I can just put the pawn here immediately. Yeah, and avoid all those scams. Okay, let's verify one more thing, that this position is actually one for us with white to move. So white will play this, we capture this pawn, captures here, maybe here actually. Okay, again, captures, retreated, captured, takes 3 moves to queen, it takes 3 moves to do this, and there will be a queen check there, and somehow we will be able to capture the b pawn. The b pawn should be lost, right? And there are also these pawns, so even more scams possible. Okay, let's play h5. Okay, and if we play e4 here, then he has this move, right? And this is not a win somehow? That's just interesting. We can play this. Oh, queen here. And king somehow. No, wait. Why is this why only one of these two moves win? Aren't they both winning? This move should win according to our calculation. Because after this, and come on, bro. But if we play this also, I don't see any ideas except this move. But then we just light work him, no? Maybe after this move, if we go light work him, he goes here. And then, yeah, and then it might take us too much. Oh, and he blocks our king here. Wow. What a nasty scam. What a nasty scam. So I believe this is a draw. This is a draw, guys. So we must play this. And now we must play king f5. already looked at this as a scam for us, right? So here we must play king f5 and go into this corresponding square scam. Wow, this was a nice puzzle. I really liked it. I really liked this puzzle. And we actually solved it this time, not just random scam. Whew. Yeah, this is very nice. Yeah, I mean, we should really play this. Then I wanted to play this, right? And if he plays this, then I want to play this. So here are the steps here. This is what we calculated, guys. Wait, this is not. This is win2, right? Okay. This wasn't a light work. This was a hard work puzzle. How's this draws? King d6. Yeah, king e2 draws. The only drawing move, but it's enough. Here king d2 is the only drawing move. Yeah, he again has this scam when he comes for our pawn. And actually the pawns both queen. We also calculated this line. This is a very nice puzzle. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Bro, of 5 puzzles that we got today, 4 are end games. 4 are end games. Only one was middle game. And I didn't even find the best move as the candidate move. This is pawn end game again. Okay, I want to play king c4 here because but then it doesn't feel winning for me, right? It doesn't really feel winning. So maybe we shouldn't play king c4. Maybe we should keep his king on this super stupid square. Try to make a pawn break on the king side. b4. Can we make a pawn break here? Like imagine that king's just... What happens if king goes on a2 if we start moving pawns? King a2. Maybe we can play this. And say that the king is really misplaced. Maybe not. I mean, if our pawns are advanced enough, maybe we can do that actually. Also the king may go this way, because it takes quite some time to capture that. So the king can return anytime and capture this pawn too. I really like two moves here. King c4 I don't quite like, but it might work too. I don't like the fact that then clearly we are not in a good position here. So it's probably g4. Let's say just king a2. What do we do with the pawns here? Like if we play g5, black can play f5 in attempt to just block the position like in atomic. These two pawns will be able to block these two pawns. The problem is that this is of course not an atomic. This is of course not atomic. So this pawn might be a weakness. Well, it won't really be. He can play this. But like, I don't feel like we can really make a pawn break here. Or can we? Like imagine if we play h4 here, then he has h5. Then no, pawn break is not incoming. No way we can pawn break here. So h4, h5 is just bad. Similarly, if we play f5, then after h5 there is no pawn break. Right, right. So g4 looks like the only move to not allow h5. And so that we still have a chance to make a pawn break. But like, okay, g6. And what? h4. If h6, it is a known pawn break. But I am not that good in endgame theory to know what happens if f5, say. Can we play h5? No, just takes. Then we are scammed. So if we play this and he plays g6, maybe even g6, f h5. There is no pawn break here, okay. It's for sure there is no pawn break. So we must run with... So I believe that we must play b4 at some point. Take and then run with our king to capture something here. This looks like a plan. Because I mean, it's really stupid to go this way. And to run without exchanging these pawns also looks stupid. So the king just captures this and promotes. So the pawns must be exchanged by playing b4. Also, after b4 we need to be careful. Because the pawn can actually promote. Oh no. Wait, it can't. If let's say this, I just push and how black promotes, probably just like that. Well, I give check here earlier that black is able to do that. And if black king is already on b1, then it's the point that... Oh wait, no, I cannot play this. Yeah, we need to be careful here. If we make a few moves here and black king stands on b1, then we cannot really play b4 anymore because of a5. And how we will stop this pawn? There is no way to stop this pawn. So we just push. But this pawn promotes earlier than ours, right? So if black king run to b1, there is no more b4. But we might zugzwang black king here. So if he's on b1, then after c1, like, we will be able to push b4. And after moves like that, we will also be able to push b4. So probably the fact that black king run to b1 is not big trouble for us here. And we will be able to push b4 at any point we wish, except when it stands exactly on b1. So we need to be careful here a bit. But in general, it's not too dangerous. He can actually triangulate us, move back and forth on these squares, and then play king b1 in the most inconvenient moment when we don't have any moves on the king side, and if we play b4 we just lose because he promotes first with check. But then if he plays king a1 at some point, we might have king c2 move. But nah, he just retreats and we actually need to pull this off, guys. This is not clear. Okay, let's just start thinking what happens. How do we want to prepare this flank? If the pawns are just staying like there, we play g4, king b. Is there able to pawn break? Let's suppose we moved our pawns to here, and how to pawn break here? There is no pawn break, right? If this takes, stupid. If this takes, stupid. If this, stupid. So even if we push our pawns to these squares, it's still no pawn break. You can just stand with the pawns like that, and we can do nothing here. Except to just play b4 and run. Okay, let's say we play g4, king a2, b4. We won't waste any time. King b2. Okay, now we make 3 moves with the king. He makes 3 moves with the king. Do we play king here? King here? I mean king here probably. King takes. Maybe king here. I'm not sure he should take this. He probably shouldn't take that. Because this. Wait, I am not able to capture in time, right? Yes, it's hard actually. So again, kings are on these squares, and my pawn is on g4, and it's me to move. Maybe f5 should be played, so that he runs to h3 pawn, then I take this. Captures, captures, captures. I retreat, and then I am 1 move earlier than him, and his king is too far from the angle, so I will be able to stop the h pawn. This looks like a solution. And maybe I should start with f5 move just because, to not allow him any pawn tricks here, since I still want to play g4 f5. If I play g4, maybe some pawn move scams me. I'm not sure which one. Can f4 move scam me? f5, I mean. It doesn't look too good for him, but it might be good. And yeah, this is pretty hard to calculate. I'm afraid I will not be able to determine which of this move is correct one. Poof. But in our line, f pawn is racing against h pawn, so maybe after f5 there is h5 move. And maybe this is why it is not a good idea for us. Like there's still g4, h4, right? So when the kings come closer, when the kings come here, and we take, play, take, retreat, retreat, actually the queens will be promoted simultaneously. Well, they will be promoted, but if we exchange queens we still win. But I think black will be able to avoid the exchange of queens. So probably f5 doesn't work because of h5. I mean, I can only hope, really. Let's play g4. And here I feel I need to play b4 immediately, because otherwise there are king b1 scams, very annoying one. Let's check this. Suppose I play f5, he plays king a1, and waits, what do I do? Okay, I can play b4 immediately after that, right? Right. So king a1 is not a good idea. So f5, king b1, I guess. Maybe some pawn move actually. f5. Say h6. Right, if king escapes to c1, I can play b4. But on the other hand, I am like, black king will be closer to the action, which I don't quite like. And when the king is on b1 and not on c1, I cannot play b4 due to a4 scam. So really black plans is to do that and then say, come on bro. Okay, I think I should play
Check.
b4. And of course I should capture this and I win, yeah. Let's check how I win. Well, let's first check if I have to f5, h5. Yeah, h5 is the only drawing move and we found that. So no scams here. Then here we probably guessed everything correctly. And yeah. Yeah, f5 is the move here. So we need to play f5, and at some point we also did understand that. And then of course, if we try to make a pawn race, then black just loses. This would be a draw if the king would be a bit closer, but unfortunately for black, this is not the case. Okay, let this be our final puzzle. Actually, we even farmed some rating. Wow. After all those scams, we even farmed some rating. Let's just solve a middle game puzzle. This looks obvious. What am I missing? I'm probably missing the fact that, yeah, I'm not up material really. So if he just retreats and I take, but this is with check, right? Okay, so e6, I take, and then I'm not really up material. Well, I also threaten mate here. Imagine if queen b3 again is not the best move, because you need to see some garbage line and make another move quiet moves. Okay, check. He has only two moves after check, this and this. In both cases, if I take the bishop, this is pretty unpleasant for him. So he plays queen h8, king h8, I take. There is only this move to avoid mate. I can just take, and I don't know, retreat with the knight, and I am up a piece, right? He's 2 pawns though. 2 pawns for the piece might not be that winning. So maybe I need to find something better, but in any case, even if he plays d6, he can still play e5. And what do I play there? I can give another check with the queen, maybe already on c4. And then, yeah, and if the king retreats, then queen f7. But there is no mate, there is just queen e7. Also, if he plays this, takes and e5, then this is not even a check. So probably this move is better for him, takes and e5. This looks like a best option for black. And I'm a little bit afraid that if I take, this is not a win yet. Because 2 pawns for the piece, like this knight is hanging, we need to retreat, and black might have some initiative here. I don't know. Do we have any other move than queen b3 though? I can capture this immediately. Actually, we might capture this immediately and give the same oh no, if we capture this immediately, then this will be bishop d5. So this looks like a bad move for us. We need to play this first. And after king h8 takes and e5. Now we capture, and maybe we also have knight capture actually. And this already looks pretty bad for black. This doesn't look like a hard puzzle though. Maybe there is some scam that I don't see. If he plays d6 and we capture. He plays queen e7 to protect from mate. We will have this knight check. Also pretty dangerous. So it feels like he will need to play e5 one way or another. We capture knight and we capture this pawn and we win. I mean, okay, show me the mistake. Okay, he plays d6. Capture bishop. Should we maybe start with this? What is the difference between these two moves? It doesn't feel like there is any difference, honestly. Like, I may insert this captures and captures, and there is this mate thread and this check thread. What can be the difference between these two moves? Okay, let's capture. Maybe knight here. Or I don't know, queen here. Takes, takes, takes. Okay, maybe knight. There is also rook hanging there. I kinda dislike the fact that he has this. He will actually have this even after knight capture, right? Pawn takes. Oh, and then check. But this doesn't look too dangerous for me again. Queen takes. I don't like this move. Like, why would you play it? Also, I can play this. No, I cannot play this check. Okay, here. Takes, 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 takes. We captured two pieces and the rook. He captured two pieces. So we captured extra rook. A rook for 2 pawns must be a win. Oh wait, he has this. What the? What the hell? He has this fork. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We noticed the scam. So I guess this is the reason why we should take knight first. Okay, let's take. And we should capture this. Yeah. 27. Like, it's not such a hard puzzle. This move is obvious.
Check.
But I guess people just. Oh, I just captured the bishop without thinking, but there is this scam. You cannot take. Wow.
Check.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all for today, guys. It was a pretty fun recording. Not a stream, but I think the games were interesting, but the puzzle format must be reworked somehow. Analysis format might also be reworked somehow. Leave your comments below to criticize maybe what you don't like about these formats, what you do like about those formats. Maybe likes, subscribes, etc. And I guess that's it. Goodbye.